Hi there, this is Rose. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm preparing a stock today that's gonna cook in my crock pot overnight, anywhere from 18 to 24 hours. That's gonna allow the marrow to come out of bone, so it'll actually be a bone broth. So, I'm gonna start preparing my vegetables. Let me put this down here. Okay, so I have a length of cheesecloth here that I cut off, and I have some vegetables that I'm just gonna do a rough chop on and get inside this cheesecloth. You'll see tomorrow why I use the cheesecloth. Easier to clean up, easier to strain, but you will see tomorrow. So there's a turnip. I have a head of garlic. I'm just gonna open it up like this. Does not matter that the paper's on it because it's going to strain out tomorrow anyway. So we have carrot, a parsnip, again just a very rough chop, some bay leaves, some other herbs from my garden. I have parsley, chives, thyme, and oregano. And I want to do some celery too. What vegetables and herbs you use is entirely up to you. If I knew I was going to be doing like Mexican dishes with this, I would have used cilantro instead of parsley, you know. But this is just a general recipe for my chicken stock that I'll use in all different soups and things. I freeze it, so. Let's tie this guy up like so. You will not believe how much easier this makes straining this in the morning. I used to strain it through strainers and pull the meat out and all that, and excuse me, and what a mess. So let me talk about meat for a minute. I'm making chicken broth today, and for that I am using chicken wings. They have more joints in them. You can get the marrow out, which is what I want. What makes it bone broth is the type of bone you use, or the type of meat you use, whether it's like for beef, I wouldn't use a beef stew meat. I would use one of those round bones with the marrow in the middle. You want something that exposes that marrow to the cooking. So, that's what you would do for beef. For vegetable, I would add more vegetables and not put any meat in it for trying to undo some stuff here. So some cheesecloth. So, you know, for pork, again, something with a bone. Ham hocks might do it. It just depends on what type of broth you want to make. So I am going to open this up and show you what I do. So I bought a big pack of chicken wings yesterday, and I did the wings because, again, they have joints in them. It's going to allow that marrow to come through. Somebody once asked me, do you do it for bone broth until the bones melt? No, the bones are not going to melt. They're never really going to melt unless you do like a cremation with them, but in the pot they won't. You just want to be able to get the marrow out. So see, these have lots of nice little joints in them. You don't have to break the joints open. I just want to show you. That's what I'm looking for, is that area there. So let's put some of these in here. How many? I don't know. Probably about half this package. That should do it. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands. And I want to get some salt out here and some pepper. I'm going to do this. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Because I just really want to get that pepper flavor in there good. And nothing like a good old peppercorn to do that. And I'm going to liberally cover them in salt. And tie these up. Now, if I were using a chicken breast or even a thigh, tomorrow I would pull those out and pull the meat off. These don't have a lot of meat on them, so I'll just toss them. And let's go over to the crock pot here. Goes out of the way. Move my crock pot over here. And there's my vegetables I put in. Now I'm going to take the chicken and put right here. And I'm going to cover this little guy with water. There we go, and I'm going to turn it on, and it's going to go for 18 to 24 hours, and we will see you tomorrow. Hi there, it's the next day, and I have the stock here. I turned the crock pot off a few hours ago to let it cool. It's kind of hard to handle this when it's hot. So I'm going to take the lid off. Let's put it down here, and you can see the bags of chicken and vegetables and herbs. So I'm going to take them out and do this and this. Let me get a container here. I want to pour the liquid here. Oh boy, a little heavy. Okay. Into this container. Oops. Making a mess, I do that well. Okay, so what I want to do with this now is, you can see the glistening bits on top, that's fat. I could take a spoon and just, do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the refrigerator overnight, and that fat's going to solidify, and then I'm just going to take it off. After that, I'm going to make some chicken tortilla soup, and then I'm going to take the rest of it and baggie it up for future use. And this here, as you can see, there's liquid draining off of it. I want to let all that drain as much as possible, and then I'll just throw this away. Now, had I not put it in the cheesecloth, I would have to sit there with a spoon and get as much of the solids out as I can, and then pour it through the colander, and have to probably run it through 2 or 3 times to get all the little bits out. So this is much cleaner and easier to do. So have a great evening and enjoy cooking.